Hi guys and welcome to my channel. This is Ashley with Level Up English and today we are going to do a wonderful English lesson on phrasal verbs to talk about relationships. Remember, native speakers use phrasal verbs all the time. We use it so often that we don't even realize how much we are using it. Now, I've chosen to do this lesson around the topic of relationships because it's very personal and it is a great topic to get started with. If you are looking at how you can improve your fluency and get one step closer to sounding like a native English speaker, then this video is for you. Let's learn English. Asking someone out on a date can be exciting for some and daunting for many. This means that it can be stressful or intimidating for some people. The phrasal verb we are going to look at first is to ask out. There are different forms of this phrasal verb. We have asks out, asked out, and asking out. When you ask someone out, it usually means that you invite them to go to the cinema, restaurant, and so on, because you want to start a romantic or sexual relationship with them. Let's look at some examples. I am going to ask her out, or I am going to ask him out. He finally asked my sister out. She finally asked me out for coffee. You can see that this is a separable phrasal verb too, meaning the words don't always have to be used completely together. An alternative phrasal verb for ask out is invite out, but the context is a little different. We invite out friends, but we ask out people we want to have a relationship with. Next, we are going to look at how we talk about getting along well with someone at the starting stages of a relationship. We have the phrasal verb hitting it off and falling for someone. It is great when you get along well with someone from the first moment. The phrasal verb we use to describe this is hit it off. To hit it off means to have a really good relationship with someone from the very beginning. You cannot say you hit it off with someone if you dislike someone when you first met them. Let's check it out in a sentence. We had similar thoughts on the movie, so we hit it off immediately. I want you to meet my friend Jenny. I think you two will really hit it off. Unfortunately, I will not be seeing him again. We did not hit it off. Number 3 is fall for. To fall for someone means to be very attracted to someone and to start to love them. When you start to fall in love with someone, you can say, I am starting to fall in love with him, or I am starting to fall in love with her. In a sentence, we can say, after 3 months of dating, she realized she'd fallen for him. It was impossible not to fall for her. She was silly to fall for someone as reckless as him. Have you ever been in a relationship and you've had a terrible argument with the person you're in a relationship with? Maybe you and your partner said some terrible things to each other and then later one of you felt bad and apologized. We call this making up. To make up with someone means to end an argument and become friends again. Remember, the past tense of make up is made up. We can say, James and Sarah finally made up, or he bought her flowers to make up with her. Next, we are going to talk about the phrasal verb put up. To put up with someone or something means to endure or tolerate someone or something. In a sentence, we can say, I find it difficult to put up with his temper, meaning that he gets angry a lot, or I can't put up with him any longer. Okay, and for the next part of this lesson, we are going to talk about something a little sad and somber. We are going to talk about breaking up and drifting apart. It's always sad when relationships come to an end. Our phrasal verbs here are break up, split up, and drift apart. In the context of relationships and dating, we have to break up and split up. These mean the same thing. They mean to end a relationship. And the sentences here are quite straightforward. She is going to break up with him. James split up with Sarah. He is going through a terrible breakup. and he is going through a terrible split up. Next, we have to drift apart. This means to slowly stop being close friends with someone or to lose personal contact with someone over time. In a sentence, we can say, we drifted apart over the years, or I hope we don't drift apart someday. For the final part of this lesson, we are going to talk about long-term relationships. The two phrasal verbs that can be used to describe this part of a relationship are to settle down and to move forward. The phrasal verb settle down means to start to have a quieter way of life or living in one place. In a sentence, we can say, I hope to settle down in the near future, or I am not in a hurry to get married and settle down. And our last phrasal verb for our lesson today is to move forward. To move forward with something means to advance with something or to make progress with something. In this case, we are referring to a relationship and making progress with the relationship. In a sentence, we can say, we are finally moving forward in our relationship. And that's it, guys. That's a wrap on our English lesson today. In our lesson, we learned 10 phrasal verbs that can be used to talk about relationships. If you enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you are not yet a subscriber. Thank you for your time and for learning English with me. And this is Ashley with Level Up English signing out. Goodbye.